My name is Paul McNeil. I own my own company, Steppe Consulting. And what we do is we're paleontological consultants, which means we work with the province and with industry to preserve the paleontological resources in Alberta. So the Green Line is not unique in having this sort of paleontological monitoring going on. In Alberta, there's a Historical Resources Act, which is designed to protect the paleontological, archaeological, and historical resources of Alberta for all Albertans going forward throughout the rest of time. Part of the work that I do as a paleontologist is not only looking for the fossils themselves, but actually assessing the geology of the site as well, looking for areas where fossils can actually be preserved. Most of the fossils that we find in here are isolated fossils. They're deposited by the river flow. So if the river is flowing fast enough to deposit large rocks, cobbles, gravel, it's moving fast enough to move bone and deposit bone as well. So those sort of river channel deposits are usually one of the main targets that we're looking for at a site like this. Also, what we tend to find is we can find what we call overbank or flood type deposits. And this is when periodically you have floods which overflow the edge of the river channel. They're moving a lot slower, so you tend to get a lot more silt and clay deposited. This tends not to have the big, large fossils that you can find in the river channel deposits, but there is always a chance that if something was buried in one of these flood events, you could actually get a complete skeleton preserved in one of the overbank deposits. The other thing that we often find in an urban environment like this is, of course, we have what we call anthropomorphic or human-generated deposits. So along one entire wall on this site, you look at it, it kind of looks like the other walls, it looks like natural river deposits, it looks like flood deposits, but when you take a close look at it, you realize it's a mix of sand, silt, clay, and there's a lot of red bricks mixed throughout the sediments as well. Obviously, bricks don't occur naturally in nature, so this is a man-made deposit. This is actually used as fill when they were building the original Eau Claire Mall back in the 80s, early 90s, which is really amazing because we can figure out the paleontology of the entire site. Not just what individual animals live there, but the community of animals that live there, potentially how they interacted, and what ancient life in Alberta looked like.